Welcome to the overnight. Giants actually won tonight. Very, very surprising. And not only they won by, they won by a good margin. I mean, if I would have told you that the Giants were going to beat Philly and they were going to put up 34 with a rookie quarterback, a rookie running back, and your first two wide receivers out, you would have said I was crazy. I mean, when you saw the opening kickoff and it didn't hit the landing zone and Philly started on the 40, you're thinking this is going to be a long game. And then Saquon, the first two touches was the first two snaps of the game. He had like 33 yards instantly, and you're thinking this is going to be a fucking rout. And the Giants held them to 3, and then the Giants, they scored, and next thing you know, they're up 14-3. I'm like, wow, this is going to be a back and forth game. It's almost like what happened last week against New Orleans. They were up like 14-3, and then they gave up the big play, and and they went back and forth, and it was 20-17 at the half, and what I didn't understand, and it made no fucking, it just like, was just unreally stupid on Dable's part, where Philly's trying to get down the field so they can kick the field goal, to go into the half tied. And it was 3rd and 10, they have no timeouts, and the play clock's running down to 0, and Dable calls timeout. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? They would have been penalized for delay a game. And good thing that Jalen Hurts was short of the line of the game, so he didn't have to run off with a play. So, Giants got the ball back. First start the second half, 3 and out. And then Jalen Hurts missed a wide open Devontae Smith. And Philly would have had the lead. I mean, he was wide open. He overthrew him. And pretty fortunate there. Because we ain't going to get stuff like that again. We got it back up to 10, and Philly was driving. It's like fourth quarter. You're thinking, how are we going to lose this game? How? And Philly was driving down the field, and then something you very rarely see the Giants secondary do. And I mean, like, Cordell Flott made a play on the ball, and he picked it off. And he ran it all the way back. And the Giants had a short field, and it was 34-17. And then Philly was, you're thinking, Philly's going to just mow down the field because, and then Philly turned Burrow on a fumble. And that was that. Jackson Dart looked really good today. He just needs to learn to not be reckless with his body. because, when he got hurt and he had to go to the blue tent, and you saw Brian Dable's coaching life flash before his very eyes, and then you see him just flip out on the medical staff, to get him back out there, because he knows he's coaching for his jobs. He knows that. He knows that Jackson Dart is the one person that might save his job. And, he cleared concussion protocol. And Cam Scatterboo had a really good game. Every time he gets hit, he shakes his head like he's shaking off the cobwebs. It's like, if at the wrong time you're going to have the people up in the press box have him get checked out. And it's like almost every single time he shakes his head like he's clearing off the cobwebs. But he had a really good game. He had 3 touchdowns, 100 total scrimmage yards. The defense, they did what they, with a players only meeting and you watch Philly go up and down the field, that worked fucking wonders. They got a couple of turnovers. Brian Burns had a couple of sacks. But I think they made it a point tonight to not let Saquon Barkley beat them. And especially after the first 2 snaps, we had 33 yards, and he finished with only 60 the rest of the game. And that was impressive. And speaking of Saquon, I'm going to talk about the documentary. I watched it before the game. I watched a little bit while at work, waiting. And then I watched the rest of it. It was pretty interesting. I understand the Giants. I mean, the NFL is a business. We all understand that. We all know this. And we all understand the Giants. I can understand the Giants' point of view that, with the injury history, I just think, when Daniel Jones got his money and he texted Saquon, he was pissed. And then 2 minutes later, he got tagged. And then he got hurt on the tag. And he even said it himself. He's like, I don't even know if I'm going to get a long-term deal. So he understood that. And then when he got the contract that he desired from Philly, and he even admitted it himself. I'm like, do I have that season last year with the Giants? And that answer is no. And we all knew this. And I know he has a soft spot for the Giants. And, the reason why, this is what, he gave a really good, respectful reason why he set out that last game. Because of all the people in the Giants organization that helped him get back when he rehabbed his knee and his ankle and stuff like that. He still has a soft spot for that team. So, when they had that journey, when he was with the Giants and stuff like that, and with Philly, but the Giants actually looked really good tonight. They did. And, winning for the first time in 10 years on Thursday night, on a national, and next week they got, in 10 days they got Denver. Now you got to keep Little Jordan Humphrey on the roster. I mean, you fit up wide receiver. Wandale Robinson look good. Even Jalen Hyatt got some pass catches today. He might be, if you give him 3 or 4 catches a game, he might turn into something. But this next game in 10 days against Denver is going to be tough. Denver's got a pass rush. They get to the quarterback. They got solid, real solid defense. So it's not going to be a walk in the park, going out to Denver. So let's enjoy this win. Beating Philly for the first time in a while, that's... But Philly isn't the same. They just aren't. You got, Saquon Barkley's your workhorse there. But, you got A.J. Brown who fucking pouts when he doesn't get the ball. And I just think when they let Mekhi Becton walk, that was huge for them. And it's showing right now because Saquon Barkley isn't even close to the production what he's doing. And I think the Giants made a point for, you know what? We're not letting him beat us in our own house tonight. Like the first time there. I think that's what their point of emphasis is. The first 2 snaps, and then after that, they just you know what? Fuck this, it ain't happening. So it was the most impressive win in Brian Daboll era, and it bought him a couple more weeks. We'll see where this goes. If they can sweep Philly, if they can beat Philly after the Denver game, if they go to Lincoln Financial and beat them and sweep them, to give us something for 1 year, excuse me, that would be something, I tell you. I mean, but like I said, we have a quarterback. We just have to, making sure he keeps his body, there was a couple of times where he just, recklessly threw his body, I understand to get the first down and whatnot like that, but he's got to be a little, but he was impressive. Now we have a quarterback. And things, I think Cam will be a major workhorse for us, and now he's running back 1. That's all there is to it. And once Neighbors get spot, and then we fix the interior offensive line, and Brian Daboll might have his job saved if they get a few more, maybe 2 or 3 more impressive wins. If they can beat Philly, and they'll have chance. Now, I think if they play like they played tonight, they have a chance in every single game. Every single game. But it's week to week. But the defense needs to, make stops when it's supposed to. But I'm optimistic. Now we have a quarterback in Jackson Dart. It's just, there's going to be some growing pains, like I said last week. You're going to have the games like last week, but you're going to have games like this. But I think it's just, the arrow is pointing up. But that's about it for this morning. I tell you, especially me, I was just surprised that the Giants looked that good in a nationally televised game, especially in the last nationally against Kansas City. They actually looked good on offense, and especially when you don't have Malik Neighbors and you don't have Darius Slayton, and you have little Jordan Humphrey, and just like we'll see what happens next week. We'll see what happens in 10 days against Denver in Denver. So I know Denver's gonna have an easy win overseas against the Jets because they're the Jets. But everyone, you have a good night. The Giants. They're only 17. Oh my God, is this real fucking life?